even comparing Šeško with Gyökores.
And I think the little time Šeško came in,
I mean, I felt him.
But we must also hand it to Arteta for having the balls to sub him out.
I trust Arteta. Arteta is not about all of that.
He did far more than.
Of course.
So it's even Madrid did far more than.
I told an Arsenal fan that I would take Merino as a defender over Gyökores. And they thought I was joking, because aside from the fact that he has not totally blended, the funny thing is that Gyökores arrived before Šeško.
Yeah.
He has played friendlies and should at least to some extent blend. But Šeško,
I believe that if Šeško had started before that time,
it would have.
United would have at least had a draw or something. Maybe they wouldn't have. And we mustn't forget how the goal came in. If somebody did that to Arsenal, impeding on the.
And Ben White loves to do that.
It was not even Ben White that did this time. I think it was Saliba, something like that. I think it was Saliba. And if somebody were to do that to Raya, they would cry foul. But this one, it was okay, absolutely okay to do that. I believe that if Saliba didn't block that much, don't forget that this keeper has not actually been there. It has always been Onana. Yeah, so for you to now temper with his already fragile ability and confidence, or not ability, not skill, not call it confidence, that played a part, even though they won't want to accept that. That played a part. But then again, I want to see Arsenal actually score an open play goal.
What's the set piece coach there for? So that they can be scoring set piece goals.
And
even the set pieces, how many have they scored? Before they say I'm beefing Arsenal, somebody asked me, what is your problem with Arsenal? I don't have any problem with Arsenal. It's just the hype that people were, I don't have any problem with Arsenal. Okay, talking about a player blocking another player or impeding. The Chelsea game, there were lots of, is this supposed to be a goal? Is it not supposed to be a goal? When Magui actually crossed our line.
That was well responded to. I think even before the Premier League brought that up, there were already responses to that. The shifting away from the 1 meter, space and the rest of the thing. I noticed that Gay had already told. He whispered something to Eze.
Yes, I noticed that.
And it's something he planned. I'm going to stand at this place. I've seen how Sanchez has said it was actually a very clever trick, but unfortunately
it didn't work.
If he wasn't caught, everyone would have applauded him. I was wondering when he was talking to Eze, I was wondering, he doesn't really know Sanchez that much. They don't play together. So what is he telling? Because that would happen in a penalty shootout where you're telling somebody. So he told them, so that means he actually told Eze, this is where you're going to. I'm going to stand in between these people. He was almost lifting Eze's legs. If you need his legs because he tackles a lot, no problem. Just ask for it. And then you keep it at the souvenir, So I think that trick didn't work for them, and thankfully so.
Okay, so talking about Crystal Palace right now, because I know other teams, maybe like Arsenal or any other team that are going to play with them later, will be like, we beat Crystal Palace. McGill is about to leave Crystal Palace to Liverpool. Liverpool have eyes on him.
I think I've heard about Wharton.
And Eze wants Spurs, and of course, everybody knows about this, that he wants to go to Tottenham. So with Eze out and Wharton and McGill, I think it's going to be easy to beat Crystal Palace.
The truth about it is that EPL is always very, very funny. When you think you've had everything covered, it doesn't really work out. I remember West Ham beating Arsenal last season. With a very funny goal difference, I remember we getting Bournemouth last season. Chelsea had 2 points from Bournemouth. But
was it 2 points?
Sorry, 4 points. We got 4 points. I remember Kuku coming in by 86, the first game at their own home, and got 1 goal, and then that was 3 points, and then they came in. We got 1 point from them. I think with James's free kick, something like that.
The Giants players.
That was 2-2. But you see that almost all the teams they dealt with, as in the top 6, they dealt with very, very well. So it could be very funny. Even if they'll say, okay, yeah, we do well with. I remember when we had 1 goal against Bournemouth, everybody was saying, so come on, Bournemouth. But when it reached their turn,
yes, everybody, and they all kept quiet. So everybody kept quiet. Nobody remembers what
Crystal Palace, even when they would only be able to subdue Crystal Palace when they've been able to, when Crystal Palace lost Eze and the rest of the things. And that would not be the same, because that would be a difference between PSG of 2025 and 2024,
Yeah.
So there's going to be a gap there. So that cannot even be comparable. So nobody should even bring that up. Even if they bring it up, we know it's banter. There's a difference between banter and analysis.
Of course. Okay, thank you very much.